Machida should be here any second. All right, this is weird. I'll get this thing going. The gate was 1.1 million. The attendance was 16,080. The fight of the night was Lauzon versus Varner. The KO of the night was Mike Swick. And the sub of the night was Joe Lauzon. The bonuses were $50,000. So Lauzon wins $100,000. You should have been here to hear it. Any questions for us three? Well, you guys, tell me what you think, but it's just everything I've seen from Lyoto Machida looks like he wants this fight worse than Shogun does. Shogun hasn't shown me anything that he's demanding to fight John Jones again. Machida is. More than just the knockout, you know what I mean?
Did you feel like the main event was, Shogun's conditioning was bad, and did that have something to do with it?
No, you have all this stuff where you got everybody's an expert, everybody's a genius, everybody's got an opinion. You can't put a number or a ranking or a rating on somebody's heart and determination. Brandon Vera told me at the last press conference that he was gonna, he was going to stick it on Saturday night. And he did. He came out tonight and fought like he wanted to win that fight. And he stood toe-to-toe. Shogun was actually shooting on him. You know what I mean? Brandon Vera came to fight tonight, and he looked awesome.
Do you look at Lyoto and the changes he's made? It's not that long ago that he fought John. He fought a little differently against Machida tonight, maybe back to his old style. That says anything that he could beat John, given the wide gap that was there between them the first
Well,
time?
him and his management has been all over me, terrorizing me, to get him fights that would get him back to the title. And what I can tell you is he wants it bad. That's very important to me, how bad a guy actually wants that fight, and Lyoto Machida wants it bad. And I'm sure Lyoto has laid in bed every night since that fight thinking of all the things that he should have done and what he could do and what's possible, and now he's got it. So we'll see. We'll find out.
If Dana, can I ask some of these guys questions in there?
Yes.
Mike, there was some people were complaining about your second punch and third punch on DeMarcus, and I was wondering if you can kind of talk about that. In retrospect, do you regret, you knocked him out with the first one, throwing the last two? Was there ever any, thought in your mind of, hey, do I need to do those?
Yeah, at the time I was just in the mode, and I definitely didn't notice. I've seen fights where guys have done that, and I was like, oh man, that's excessive. But I'd hit him with some really hard shots in the first, and it didn't put him down, and he was coming after me. So when I had the opportunity, I was just unloading everything I had, trying to get the fight over with.
Cool. And if I may, one question for Lyoto. Lyoto, congratulations. Dana made the comment, you're going to get the title shot, and he said that he felt you wanted it badly. Can you talk about what it's been like since you lost not only the title, but lost to John Jones in that fight, and in your determination to get back?
O Dana falou que você vai challenge para o cinturão, que ele falou que viu que você quer muito o cinturão de volta. Fala como é que tem sido desde que você perdeu o cinturão e desde essas últimas derrotas.
I just keep my training since when I lost my last fight, and I try to change some things in my training. I moved to America to get a new sparring, and that's it.
And we don't know who you're going to fight yet, but if it was John Jones, do you see anything in him that makes him vulnerable to think that you would be able to turn that result around? I mean, it would seem to have to be something dramatic considering the result.
Of course, he has a weak point, but it's very hard to say because Jones is very loosely fight. All the time he changes his style. Sometimes he kicks, sometimes he punch. He's good wrestling, but maybe I have to train more wrestling to avoid his takedown.
Cool. And then one for Joe, please. Joe, we're getting 2 bonuses tonight. When Ronnie Yaya got the north-south choke, it looked like maybe you had no shot, given Mike's knockout and that, and you end up with 2 of them. So does that put you in the record now, or does that put you ahead of?
I think it puts me ahead of Lytle. I think Lytle had it, so I'm pretty sure.
And were you, I know you're one of the guys that kind of pays attention to that. When you were in the back, were you paying attention to the other fights, and did you know you had to do something dramatic?
Absolutely. I thought that I had a chance at both. And then I wasn't sure when the Brandon Vera Shogun fight was going on. It started out hot and heavy, so I thought that they might have taken fight of the night. But I'm thrilled that I got both, and I'm even happier that I got the record.
Thank you all. Fantastic show, everybody. Mike Swick, just wanted to say thank you for living up to the name of Clutch City, so way to go. Nam Fan, how worried were you when you heard one judge giving it to Cole Miller? And how worried were you? And I saw you reacting. You looked a little dumbfounded.
Yeah, I was a little worried. I thought I beat him all 3 rounds. Even the second round, he did a little bit better, but I thought I got the better punches in the second round. So I was a little worried because split decisions don't usually go my way, but I was happy it went my way tonight.
For Lyoto, please. Lyoto, we were all a little surprised at the weigh-ins when you came in at 201 pounds. Can you explain why you were that weight, and would you expect to be there again in a title shot, or would you be looking to get bigger?
I had a hard training for this fight, great camping, and maybe I lose a lot of weight for this fight. I don't know why, but it's happened.
Fair enough. And for Mike, obviously an emotional night for you. Can you talk about just, put it into words now you've had a moment to reflect on it, and, was there ever a time you were concerned you weren't going to be here?
It's still hard to put into words, and it feels amazing. I just pushed forward and hoped something like this would happen. And to be sitting here after a big fight on Fox, I can't put into words right now, honestly.
And just one for Dana, please. So much was made about the disappointment in the last card. This one obviously turned out to be a fantastic one. What were your emotions coming in? Were there any nerves going into the night, or as the night was progressing that, let's keep this thing going? And how rewarding is it to have this type of a fight on Fox?
I sweat them all, man. The big ones, the little ones, they're all taking years off my life, man. I had to sweat every one of these. I say it all the time. We put on all the bells and whistles. These guys are our partners, and they always come in and deliver. They really do. You can't always have great barn burners and everything, but it's going to happen sometimes. But for the most part, these fighters always deliver, and they delivered tonight. And it's just, yeah. I'm not angry. I'm not going to have a shitty next 3 days. I'm going to have a couple of good days coming up, so I'm happy.
Dana, question for you right here in front. What's next for Phil Davis and Wagner Prado?
Yeah, that was weird, huh? Me and Joe were talking. Maybe we put him on that. Maybe we put him on that Brown card. Brown moved from here to that. I think it's a
That's
fuel
October.
card. Huh?
Travis Brown, you mean?
Yeah, Minneapolis. So we'll probably put those guys, provided his eye is okay and doesn't have any problems, we'll move him to that card.
Very nice. And Joe, question for you. Obviously, that was an amazing fight. How much damage did you take, and how worried were you about getting knocked out after the Pettis fight?
I really wasn't worried. That I feel like the Pettis fight was just an isolated fight. I didn't think it had any bearing on this fight. I got some, quite a few lumps on my head. My elbow's pretty sore from the end of the fight. But overall, I feel good. I'm just a few bumps and bruises.
You're going to be making any loans to anybody anytime soon?
I don't know. We'll see.
Congrats.
Thank you.
This question is for Dana. So it's been over 2.5 years that you've had Mike Swick in the win column and on stage. What was your emotion like watching him, walk out and standing ovation from the crowd, and now sitting here and after that amazing performance?
I hate talking so good about him because it sounds bad toward DeMarcus. You know what I mean? I like DeMarcus, but he's one of the originals from The Ultimate Fighter. It couldn't happen to a nicer. He's such a good guy. He's such a good fighter. He's explosive. He's exciting. He always comes to knock people out. I couldn't say enough good things about him, but DeMarcus said it best. I loved his quote in the feature. I've got a 50-50 shot of winning this fight, but there's a 100% chance somebody's getting knocked out tonight. And that was what that fight was like. From the minute that fight started, they both started banging. To give it to DeMarcus, and you media people know because you're sitting as close as I am, every time Swick hits you, man, that you can hear the crack throughout the arena. He hits hard, and DeMarcus took his shots, came back, had Swick in trouble. So and ring rust is something I absolutely believe in. He didn't have any ring rust tonight, in my opinion. His skills looked good, but he was hurt and tired in that second round when he went out there and made it happen. Impressive. He looked awesome, and what a way to kick off the night, man. It's just, I couldn't be happier and I couldn't be more proud of him without sounding goofy.
Now, if I may follow up, that was the best performance in Brendan Vera's career, in my opinion. Watching him, take those hard shots,
And giving them back.
And giving them back. Again, what's your take on that? And Brendan, can I get your take? Where did you find it in yourself to take those shots and survive?
I tweeted in the first round, Brandon Vera fights like he wants this tonight. He's fighting like he wants this tonight. And like I said, the performance that he put on tonight was amazing. He told me at the last press conference that that's exactly what he was going to do, and he went out and did it. And I know for a fact, and then halfway, when Shogun came in, Shogun's a huge fan favorite. People love Shogun. And halfway through the fight, they started chanting Vera. And it's one of those things, Brandon Vera got his respect back tonight. People were disrespecting him coming into this fight, and he got his respect back tonight, and he deserves every ounce of it.
Lyoto, did you watch the Shogun fight, and what did you think about how it was going to pan out in the most impressive fight as you watched it?
Você viu a luta do Shogun e qual que você achou que ia ser mais impressionante, a sua ou a do Shogun com Vera?
It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say because talking about myself is very hard to say. Maybe my knockouts was more impressive.
Shogun, do you think that your fatigue after the right here to your right? Do you think your fatigue after the first round is what cost you from getting the title shot? That you looked a little tired, that you're having some issues in the second and third round. Did you feel like that's what cost you, or do you think that this is a fair decision by Dana?
Que se o motivo de você não ter o title shot foi de ter cansado depois do primeiro round.
Não, estou tranquilo. A minha obrigação é dar o meu melhor, lutar. E o outro conseguiu a chance, eu vou continuar tendo duro, e esse é o meu trabalho.
That's okay. I respect the decision. I will keep training, and if Lyoto has the chance, good luck, and let's move on.
What about the fatigue issue after the first round?
E sobre o cansaço, achou que você cansou no
Yo,
primeiro
man, you
round?
act like I wasn't pushing the pace, man. No, I'm serious, man. Everybody wants to talk about Shogun being tired. Mother, I was pushing the pace, man. You think he's just tired because he's out of shape and he showed up not in the fight? Come on, man. Get off that, man.
I guess that's the answer to that question. Next question.
This question for Shogun. Now that you're not going to get that title shot, it's tough Brazil. That's definitely something you want in the near future.
Já que você não vai ter o title shot, se lutar no Brasil no futuro é uma ideia.
Com certeza, meu futuro é lutar, eu vivo disso, esse é meu trabalho. Então, onde for eu vou lutar e eu vivo disso e a minha felicidade é essa.
I'm happy fighting. I just want to keep fighting. Let's see what's happening, what the UFC you're gonna decide for me to my future, and let's see.
And Lyoto, would you prefer to see John Jones and get a rematch, or do you just kind of indifferent about who might win that fight September 1st?
Doesn't matter for me.
Brandon, can you talk about the comeback and just, despite a loss, what it means to you to have an impressive performance and be in the great graces of Dana White?
I got to talk to Dana while we were in the back. There's a lot of trash coming out of people's mouths, and like Dana said, man, people forget real quick. And tonight, man, I wanted to put on a performance of my life. I got to fight one of my heroes and fight somebody who I've looked up to ever since before I got into the game. The outcome wasn't what I wanted, man, but I think you guys enjoyed the fight, man. So this is for all the haters. You know which finger's yours.
He meant this one. Next question.
Nem, you were watching there during the Varner fight a little bit, and DeMarcus and Swick there, hoping that you would get that fight of the night. Are you a little disappointed that you didn't get another fight of the night bonus?
Oh, I mean, getting a fight night bonus is always great, right? But I'm happy the guys that got it. They definitely earned it.
Questions for Joe. Congrats on the win, the submission of the night, and the fight of the night. How was your game plan to go in there and to just box with Varner and get him hurt and then end up submitting him? Is that your game plan?
Boxing-wise, the only thing we were worried about was his overhand right. And in the second round, he broke his hand, and I knew he hurt his hand, so I had zero fear, zero worry about anything. So it ended up being a little more boxing. But I always want to get the fight on the ground. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy first. I love to ground and pound. I love to set up submissions. But for me to go out there and just shoot a takedown right off the bat, he's going to see it coming, and I'm going to have to pay for it. So I got to use my hands to set up my takedowns.
Marcus Corval from MMA. Dana, Shogun doesn't get the title shot. What would you give him next? Potentially Alex Gustafsson?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk to Shogun and see what's next for him. We won't. I don't make those decisions tonight. We'll figure it out though.
Lyoto Machida, parabéns. And what would you? How would you prepare differently for the winner if it is John Jones in a rematch with John Jones?
I don't know. It's too early to think about, but my last camp against John Jones was great. I have to change something. I have to improve my wrestling. Maybe I think this.
Lastly, for Shogun, it looked just as the knockout was about to happen that Vera was adjusting his mouthpiece. Was it something that you realized and took advantage of?
Se logo depois do nocaute, você entendeu? Que ele estava cansado, que o bocal dele ia cair. Você percebeu isso?
Eu percebi. O Brandon Vera é um ótimo lutador na parte em pé e realmente é um cara duro. E eu vi que a luta podia acabar ali e aproveitei o momento.
I saw that was that moment. Brandon was a tough guy. It was a good fight on stand, and I just wait for the right opportunity, and that's it. The KO.
And lastly, for Brandon, you looked so pumped in there. Thank you for a great fight. And even in the second round, you were, chanting to the crowd. Where's that new motivation from?
Man, for a long time, I said this in some of my interviews. I started taking my job here in the UFC for granted. I kind of fell off the track, the beaten path, or the unbeaten path, and I stopped training like I was fighting against the best guys in the world. I figured that just me being Brandon Vera, aka the truth, people would be nervous, and when I fight them, they would back off. It's not like that here, man. This is a place of champions, and it's been a hard knock lesson, but I've learned it. I had a great time fighting tonight, man. I'm just gonna press forward, brother. I'm not gonna stop training. I'll probably take 5 days off, let my eyes calm down a little bit, then get right back into the gym. But I'm not done, man. Not by a long shot. My book's still open. We're still writing chapters. We're gonna make this happen. I'm gonna get that damn title shot one way or another.
This question's for Brandon Vera. I think you put on an amazing fight tonight, but I want to know what your thoughts are on your performance are for tonight.
I wholeheartedly enjoyed it, man. Shogun, thank you. That fight was cool, man. It was, I wanted to put on a performance tonight, man, so people would never talk bad about the UFC, and You know, I wanted Shogun to know that how much I respect him is how hard I was fighting him. And I wanted to prove everybody wrong, man. I'm not done, not by a long shot. 5 rounds sucked, though. Like, I thought I was in shape, man. We got to that 4th round. I was like, Jesus, what's going on? Oh, let's push. And Shogun just kept pushing, you know. That's the first time I've ever been in deep water. I don't remember the TKO. I don't remember what he hit me with, but I remember he hit me once and my mouthpiece kind of came half out. And I tried to fix it real quick. He hit me with another shot. Next thing I knew, Dean was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Dang, he got me. Oh, he got me." Thank you.
For Lyoto, congratulations. That was a masterful performance. You know, we would call that a shutout or a flawless victory. Do you think that's like the highest level of martial arts? You touch him, he did not even be able to touch you.
Falou que foi uma vitória de mestre. Você acha que isso é a essência da arte marcial, você encostar nele sem ele conseguir te encostar?
That's what I try, even in my camp, to try that. To try no hit punch, no gotta punch. Then I try to do this in the fight.
Oh, so I'm sure your father's very happy. And for Brandon, I was wondering, did you hear the crowd in the 2nd round right before you got the takedown? And also in the 4th round, did you hear the crowd go crazy, start chanting your name?
I did. Thank you guys from the UFC, man. I didn't get to speak on the mic, man, but I've never experienced anything like that, man, and it was cool, bro. It reminded me of Rocky when he was fighting Ivan Drago. Everybody was rooting against him at first, but when they started banging it out and he was still in there, everybody started chanting his name. That's exactly what I was feeling, and I knew I was doing work, you know, against one of the legends, bro, against one of the legends. So, you know, I'm not happy I lost, but I'm happy I fought the way I did. And yes, when the time comes around again, I would love to do that again with Shogun.
Awesome. Mike Swick, I just wanted to say welcome back. And yeah. And last questions for Lyoto. Excuse me. In this fight, a lot of kicks the 1st round, and then more distracting hands, a lot of playing with the hands to distract Bader. Could you explain what that was about, or you just felt that in the moment?
I just felt in the moment. And I just felt in the moment.
Thank you.
We'll take one more question.
For Brandon, if I could, please. You touched on it a little bit, but are you the type of guy that believes in moral victories? I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, this is a loss, but you're receiving so much praise. You know, when you think back on this, are you a moral victory kind of guy, or is this just a loss for you?
You know, usually I just worry about records, you know, whether I won or whether I lost, whether you get to sign for that extra 2nd check or not. It's kind of a big deal. But I can't hang my head on this one, man. I cannot, man. I proved to myself, to my fans out there that, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still in the mix. I'm gunning for that top 5, man. I'm gonna be back. Hopefully not for a 5-rounder, but not till I need to. But I guess you would say, yeah, I believe in the moral victory today.
And Dana, just one quick one for you. I know you don't like to make decisions on next fights and things like that, but some people are saying while Brandon could have gotten a title shot tonight, if he lost, maybe he could get cut as well. Is the performance that he put on tonight enough for you to safely say that we'll see him
Are
again?
you out of your mind?
Just kidding.
Crazy. Stupid Question of the Year award right there for you. Two guys raised their hands over here right before I said it. I'll let you guys ask your questions. Maybe 3 of you. Did you 2? Yeah, and you. Okay.
Appreciate it, Dana. Thank
All
you.
right.
A question for Shogun. It was an amazing fight, but in the 1st round, you actually came out to wrestle. You took Brandon Vera down. Was that your plan, and why did you choose to grapple with Brandon Vera?
Por que você escolheu no primeiro round o solo, né? O wrestling e derrubou ele. Qual foi a escolha?
O plano era trocar em pé. Eu treinei para trocar em pé, mas se eu tivesse que levar para o chão, trabalharia o chão. Então, eu treinei tudo, na verdade, para onde eu estaria na luta estar confortável.
I trained hard for the different situations, you know, on the ground and on stand. My thoughts that what the fight gonna be on stand, but in that moment the fight goes to the ground, and I already trained hard to do this.
And then a question for Lyoto Machida. Lyoto, your friend Anderson Silva said a couple months ago that he thought no Brazilian would be able to beat John Jones anytime soon. If John does get past Dan Henderson, do you think you'll prove him wrong?
O Anderson falou que nenhum brasileiro vai poder ganhar do John Jones tão próximo. O que você acha?
Quem é o próximo?
Não. Daqui a muito tempo que alguém poderia vencer dele. Você acha que você é o cara?
I have believed myself. For sure, I can beat him.
Lewis.
Hey, thanks, Dana. This is for Shogun. A few days ago, you had your fight was going to be the only fight to determine the top contender. Obviously, things changed in a few days after that. Do you think, looking back on it, what are your thoughts on that? And did you think your fight would still maybe get the benefit of the doubt?
Que uns dias atrás só a tua luta ia decidir o próximo desafiante, né? E com essa mudança, como é que você vê isso? Quer dizer, se tem algum arrependimento, alguma coisa que você mudaria em relação a isso?
Não, acho que o Lyoto é top 5 da categoria. O Ribeiro também é um cara que é top 10, então eu achei justo qualquer uma das duas lutas o vencedor se credenciar a lutar pelo cinturão. Então eu achei super justo.
All the 4 guys were ready to fight for the belt. I think Lyoto is a top 5 and he deserves right now to be the next contender and let's wait for my opportunity.
And a question for Dana, do you have a ratings goal for tonight?
You know, the Olympics are doing really well.
Yeah.
Okay. And the
No Avengers.
Huh?
No Avengers.
Yeah, but the most of the networks aren't really airing anything serious for the 2 weeks that the Olympics are on. So, I told these guys yesterday after the weigh-ins, if people are fucking channel surfing, they better have a reason to stay on Fox.
Yeah.
Let's go out there, and they did it, man. They did it. I don't want. I shouldn't say that.
2.5 maybe, something like that.
I'm going to go say something and get myself in trouble again. Whatever happens, whatever the ratings is on Monday, seriously, these guys did it tonight. They delivered. I'm not even thinking about it. We put on a great performance tonight here in Los Angeles. The place was jam-packed. Ticket sales were awesome. We did a $1.1 million gate to a fight that is available in every home on free television. And these guys went on and put on an amazing show tonight, an incredible performance, and whatever the number is, it is. I honestly and truly feel that way.
Okay. I work for Dave Meltzer, so I have to ask.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Got it. Cool. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate you.